Hello everyone. I have a project that I would like to share with you. I have been working on a little mini album that's way long overdue. My daughter and I took a trip to New York 2.5 years ago for the first time, and I had a lot of photographs from the trip, and I've been meaning to, scrap them. I've got a couple of pages done, but I really wanted a little personal mini album for myself, and was playing around with some grunge board or grunge paper. I don't know which one it is. And, well, let me just show you what I've done. Move this out of the way. This is my album. I'm not completely sure if I'm finished with the outside of it yet, but the inside is pretty much done. And I'll just take you through a quick walkthrough with it. Like I said, the exterior of it, the album itself, is made with the Tim Holtz grunge. I think this is the grunge board. It may be the grunge paper. I'm sorry. I actually cut this out a while back and was playing around with my sprays and inks and, just goofing off with it. And I really liked the way it looked, so I decided to go ahead and use it as a cover for a mini. And I'll just walk you through what I did on the front cover first. This little ticket here is from Cat Scrappiness, and I just covered it with some of the October Afternoon Mini Market stickers, and then I put some glossy accents over it. This here was a silver buckle slide, and I colored it with my Copic and made it black. And then this here is also another Cat Scrappiness chipboard. It's the camera, and then I covered it. I embossed it, heat embossed it with the Tim Holtz black distress embossing powder. I'm not real fond of it, but for this particular application, I like the way it turned out. It's definitely not like regular embossing powder. It has a rough texture to it, but like I said, for this application, it worked perfectly. And then this flare here is from Studio Calico, and it is from, see the name of it. I don't know if it's from the Take Note, if that's the name of the collection or what, but it's one of the badges. And I couldn't figure out a way to get the buckle. I wanted to be able to feed the leather or this piece of grunge board through the buckle to close it, but I couldn't figure out a way to bring the buckle up off. It has to sit up off of the project in order to feed it through, and I tried several different ways and it just wasn't feeding right, so I went back and trusty old Velcro. But it works really good, and I've got enough room to where if I needed to add to this album, it's got some leeway. So again, this is just a piece of the grunge board or grunge paper that I cut a strip off of. So that is my closure, and I'll take you to the first page. Like I said, the inside of it is pretty much done. I might add a few things here and there, but for the most part I think it's done. So this first page, of course, is the inside cover, and this is one of the Smashbook, the little journal things. I think this is from the travel one, and this is from an old sticker sheet. I don't even know what it is. I don't have it in front of me, but it's a very old sticker sheet that I had. I thought it was kind of appropriate. All the world is a playground. I don't know if this looks familiar to you. I was doing a chevron tutorial earlier, and this is the actual paper, the tag, the 4x6 sheet, I guess you would say, that I made, and I really love the colors, and it worked good. I did do some washi tape binding on the inside because, let me take you back, I sewed all the way through this. The binding is sewn with my machine, and after doing several layers, I noticed that some of my pages had become perforated and were starting to pull out. So I've used a combination of washi tape and glossy accents to hold this together. I hope it holds. We'll see. Time will tell. This sticker here is from a Studio Calico sticker sheet that the Cat's Meow 1969. She gave me that sticker sheet in a rack. Thank you, Cat. And I'm probably going to find one of my little teeny tiny wood veneer stars, and I'm going to put it up here around New York. That way it can kind of show you. Okay, the next page. Okay, and these pages are they're made from various different elements, and you'll see throughout the book. This one here is just the back side of this. So I covered it with another sheet of paper. This is a My Mind's Eye, an older collection actually, a piece of My Mind's Eye. It had princess stuff on it, so I forgive me for not knowing the names of it. This sticker here is from the new, you know what? Pardon me, just a second. I think I can help with a lot of this guessing stuff if I pull out my bin of stickers. That way I can kind of identify some of this for you. Fumble, and a lot of noise. So sorry. Okay, so if I go back to, so that doesn't even have it. This first sticker here that I said I didn't know what it was from, I have the sticker sheet here, but there's no name on it. But it's a really cool sticker sheet. It has a lot of different things on it. A lot of word elements and borders and stuff like that. Honestly, I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry. And let's see here. Okay, so back on this page here, this sticker here is from the Everyday Eclectic Element sticker sheet. And as is this border right here, let me pull it up a little bit, get in frame, Tracy. This border right here is also from that same sheet. And then I cut a little piece of this off to make this arrow. I punched out some clouds with my paper tray ink cloud dies and did my journaling on those. And then I just added some buttons and threaded some twine behind it. And then, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to put my finger over this one because I don't have permission to put her out there. This is it's a smaller page. And again, some of the elements from that same Everyday Eclectic line. And at the top of it, I put one of Kat's Scrappiness. I'm going to flip it over here so you can see this. It's like a chipboard but really thin, but she sells the ticket stubs. This is the larger one, so I took two of them and actually that's just one. And so it works on the front and the back. So if you look on this side here, this is the front side of it. And then this is from a very old piece of paper. I don't even know where it was from. And I just cut off a strip of it and layered it on here. And this particular piece of paper right here, I actually printed that from Pinterest. And that little airplane there is also from Everyday Eclectic, as is that one there, In Flight. Sorry for all this. You know, I really should have been more prepared about covering people's pictures. The back side to that page, and I've got a photograph of the view of the bus when we pulled into New York. This is just from a Jelly Bean Soup label stickers. Some of my wood veneers. That's a heart. This here is a journal spot that Nikki gave me a while back in one of my racks from her. And then another wood veneer, and there's a little red sticker underneath it from another sticker set. I don't know what it is. And I did some journaling on that. And then this page, I had some of the larger Tim Holtz. They're the envelopes. Oh boy. You'll see them throughout there's a couple of them, but they're these envelopes, and the name is just completely flying out my head, but this is the actual envelope that I used in this, and I sewed it in, and this is one side of it here, and this is just another border, a little stickers from the Jelly Bean Soup. I stapled my photograph to the back side of the envelope, and then the other side And I did a little, another sticker from that one sticker sheet that I have no idea where it came from. And just a little journaling about the what we saw every morning when we walked outside of our hotel room, and that was a bunch of taxi cabs lined up. This one here is, I actually got this from, I ordered some 6x6 clear bags, and the lady who sent them to me in one of these really cool bags. It's like the antique bags, and I cut it apart and sewed it back together the dimensions that I needed it, so it made a pocket. There's my daughter chowing down on the best pizza I've ever had in my life, and it's a blurry photo, but I didn't care. Can you see the size of that pizza? It's as big as her head. I used some thickers right here, and I believe that Mrs. Cat gave these to me as well. Thank you, Cat. This is also a printable from Pinterest, and Pinterest has a lot of free printables if you just look for them, and they turn out really, really nice. And I just printed it on some cardboard, or not cardboard, but like, you know, cardstock. So this little page here is actually a pocket, and inside the pocket I've put more, because the title is kind of like the tastes of our day. I put in some photographs of different areas that we went and ate, and this one here is from, we took a photograph of a receipt that we ate at Ellen's Stardust Cafe, and I don't know if you can see the total right there. Don't freak out though, that was a lot of people eating, but that was like really freaked us out. And this was inside. They had a lot of entertainment inside, and this one little waiter, he was like swooning around my daughter, and she just thought that was hysterical. So those go inside that little pocket right there. And if I have any more photographs of the food, because I do take pictures of food, even when just everyday life, I love to take pictures of my food if it's good. You know, it's fun. So there's that side, and then if you flip over to the other side, this one here, I just cut this out with my silhouette, and I have a few more of the wood veneers and some more tickets from Cat Scrappiness. And inside this pocket is a photograph of me and my daughter at Yankee Stadium in the middle of winter. So I have some more pictures, some smaller pictures of these different places like I've listed on here. Yankee Stadium was in Brooklyn. And then I have some more smaller photos of Manhattan and Central Park and Chinatown, so I'm just going to slide them in there as well. This page here was the last day that we were in New York, and it had snowed before we got to New York, and the snow had stuck everywhere. But this was the first actual day that it snowed, and my first experience with snowfall, I was like the happiest girl on earth. And so I had a picture of the snow sticking to my hair, and then I have another one that shows where it sticks to my eyelashes and stuff. And I know all of you that live in that area, this is nothing new to you. I'm a Florida girl. This is very unusual for me. So that was a moment, that was an experience. And so the back side of this one is of my daughter. It's one of my favorite photos of the entire trip. And we went to Central Park, and everything was covered in, it was just a winter wonderland. It was absolutely beautiful, and I just love the way that picture turned out. This one here is another one of the printables from Pinterest, and I just put that in there, and it just kind of flips over as its own little element. This is a photograph of our visit to Chinatown. That was an experience all on its own. If you've never been to Chinatown, I didn't actually find Chinatown. I found, I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. It was dirty, and it was scary if you've not been there before. I'm talking, this was a scary place for us. There were vendors lined up down the sidewalks with suitcases, and they were peddling, you know, knockoff sunglasses, purses, shoes, jewelry, you name it. And then all the little stores that were lined up down the street, of course, they were doing the same thing. My story behind this, and I have journaled on it a teeny bit, but there's going to be more journaling to that. We were looking for some knockoff purses, and had went in this really small store, and we were looking around at the different, you know, the Coach knockoffs and the Dooney and Burke and all these, and we hear this whistling sound, And then all down the street, you know, you peek out and there's everybody's suitcases starts, you know, flap, 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 closing up. And the stores have these little curtains. They drop them down. We got locked in this teeny tiny store. Um, the the store itself was no bigger than my bathroom, and it was floor to ceiling purses. And there were four of us in there, and we got locked in that room until the coast was clear. I kid you not, they would not let us out. And then when they did let us out, it was one at a time. That freaked me out. That was an experience I will never ever forget. So I guess the cops had come around and they were shutting everything down until the coast was clear. That was weird. Okay, the back side, I cut this out with my silhouette. And then this one here is another one of those envelopes that I made from the bigger envelope, or the bag. A photograph that we have, that we took. This is Rockefeller Center, and then I've got a little journaling card up in here. Rockefeller Center and everybody ice skating. That was really cool. I wish I could have done that. I have weak ankles, so ice skating's not an option for me. And then on the back side, this is a photograph of Times Square. And the back side of that journaling spot, I just took advantage of it and journaled about our experience with Times Square. And I had a little clock on one of I thought that was appropriate for that. And then this here is also another Cat Scrappiness chipboard camera. And I just embossed it with some clear embossing powder. This is the other side to that Tim Holtz envelope. And I glued a wood button on it with some twine. And on the inside are more photographs that wouldn't fit in the album, but were kind of pertinent to the trip, you know. My daughter and I, on our first subway ride, we were waiting on the subway. And then this one here is of some of the New York's finest in Times Square. And then we were having a snowball fight in Central Park. That was so much fun. So they just slide right in there, so I've got extra spots for that. On the back side, I haven't done anything with it yet, and I'm not sure that I will. This page here, this is another printable from Pinterest, and it only comes down, I don't know if you can see it, to right there. But I really kind of just haphazardly, you know, put my photos here and there. I didn't want it to be perfect. I wanted it to be, you know, wherever. I wanted the sizes to be different and the shapes and everything, so it's interesting. So this was my daughter and I. Were getting ready for one of the Broadway shows that we went to see, and we had such a fun time with that. Little Tim Holtz paper clip, and it doesn't get any better than this. So I did a little journaling about all the shows that we saw. On the back side, another one of those little squares that I printed from Pinterest. And this was an ice sculpture that they had in Times Square. And it was Valentine's Day, so I was journaling about that and everybody taking pictures in front of that. And then this is some more of the veneers, and I just kind of layered those on top of each other, kind of like Cupid. This is a postcard from, actually it's a postcard, but I didn't get it from New York. I got it from my local scrapbook store. So I just sewed it in. And then I have another page here, again, some more of that big paper bag, and I cut it down and sewed it to the size that I need it. Some notes and pics of the trip. I stapled this corner down so it was easier to get into. And then I have some more elements inside about the subways and what we did on the subway rides and stuff. And then the last page, of course, is another piece of that paper bag. I made a pocket. And then this is a tag that I did the chevron tutorial on. And I haven't done anything with this tag yet. I'm not sure if I will, but I just like the way it looks in here. And so that's my album, guys. And I'm kind of pleased with it. I have something that I can actually put in my purse if I wanted to. Don't know if I will, but I'll probably display it. So I'm really pleased with it. I'll probably do a little bit more embellishing on the outside, but not too much. I wanted it to kind of look like an old leather book, you know. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little mini album share, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.